everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Answers You podcast. Here we discuss every week little topics on how to improve relationships. This is going to be season 2, and it's as season 1, it's all about on shifting your perspective to improve the relationship you have with yourself, to improve the relationships you have with others, because I experienced, and in my healing journey, it was a huge part of my healing to change my perspective in regards to different experiences, in regards to certain relationships I have in my life, to step back into my power. And this is what we want to do here. We want to find different ways seeing things. We want to shift our mindset, feel the emotion we still need to feel that we hold on to our past, so we can move on and step back into our power and create the future we desire without the ties of the past, and feel empowered to just live the life we want to live without limitation, only with the limitation you want to set for yourself. So I actually made it a thing for me this year as a New Year's resolution to, this is a side note, to read 2 books every month. So I made my book choices for January, I made them around relationships. So I read 2 books, Attached and It Starts With You by Gillian Terecki. Amazing book. Attached is incredible too. I will link those in my Amazon store if you're interested in reading those. Highly recommend. I learned so much, and it's such beautiful and powerful insights you gain from those books. So I highly recommend those. And this month, I'll make all about manifesting and making money. So my first book is You're Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I hope I pronounce this correct. But this book is absolutely amazing so far. Jen is incredibly funny. She brings so much fun into this topic. It's just a joy reading. So it's just beautiful. It has like this playful energy to it. It's just amazing. So for today's topic, I just wanted to, there is this chapter, I think it's in chapter 3, and she says something very powerful in her book. She says everything in her relationship with money changed when it came down to her realizing one of her deepest beliefs she had around money was tied to her dad. And that was very powerful for me, without getting too much into the book. But what she shared was there was something that made her feel if she would make money, her dad would lose what she felt he came here to do, to take care of her. And I hope I don't rephrase that incorrectly or put words in her mouth, but this is how I felt what the story wanted to conclude. It was her sharing that she felt there was a belief within her feeling bad about making money because it would break her father's heart. And I think this is so powerful. It's so powerful because it shares those deep beliefs that we carry that we might need a long time to get to because they're rooted from our childhood. But this is mainly those beliefs that are holding us back. And it's really hard to access those. But to access those, we have to go inward. So what I wanted to talk, staying in the topic, is when it comes to beliefs, oftentimes we have certain triggers arising, and they're connected to certain beliefs too. Because otherwise, if there was a trigger, it's always connected to something. It's connected to a past experience, and most likely to a belief that we carried or that we concluded from that experience that we had. And just wondering if I should just bring up another example. No, let's stay with that example. So she felt if she would make money, she would break her father's heart. So we have, first of all, it's something deeply rooted in fear, because you do not want to let someone down that you love. Second of all, you don't want to hurt someone that you love. You don't want to make someone you love lose their purpose. But why is it that way? So that has probably something to do with that whole relationship. And I had that too before, going away from that example from my own life. So growing up, I just grew up with my mom, and I had a lot of beliefs around abandonment, especially when dating. It would always come down to me thinking, oh my God, okay, they're not calling me, so they will leave me. They're not calling me, so I'm not good enough. They're calling me, so I'm not pretty enough. And that is all very, very strong beliefs. And when we carry those beliefs, it is so important that we go inward and face those. And how do we do this? Let's stay with my example. If you're, for example, dating, and that person is not calling you, what is a belief that is showing up for you? We hope you're just neutral and be like, okay, if they don't want to talk to me, then they don't want to talk to me. But most of the time, this is not the case. Most of the time, we are upset. Most of the time, we create a story. If you are one of these people that are creating a story, that are going to be angry, that are going to be sad, whatever it is, this is all triggers. Because the moment there is an experience happening and it brings you out of your balance, meaning you have a negative response to what is happening, because that's what a trigger means. It means you have a negative response to what is happening. You are triggered, and then this is your opportunity, and this is why triggers are so amazing to help you heal and grow. Because the moment you allow yourself in the triggered moment, say, that person is not calling me, how are you feeling? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling upset? Whatever it is, sit with that feeling. Sit with that feeling. And then start asking yourself, why do I feel this way? The why is the most important. Because if you go inward and ask yourself why, there will be something coming up. A truth that is present in your body, that is not the truth, but it's something you are living by. Let's stay with my example. So I would sit down, they would not call me, I would be upset. Well, I would be super sad. Happened both. So, whatever it is. And that's fine. I mean, we're all human. We all have stuff that we need to work through. It's just on us to actually take the time and working through it so we can let it go. And that's the beauty of empowering yourself and working through your stuff, because then you can change and then it doesn't bother you anymore. I wish I would have done that in my early 20s. Would have been saving me a lot of time and a lot of discomfort in various situations. Either way. So coming back to that, so I would sit down and be like, why am I angry? Why am I sad? And then I would come up. When I go inward, I would probably think or start feeling, because I don't feel worthy. I feel like I'm not pretty enough. I feel like I'm not worthy being loved, whatever it is. And when you come to that, it can be a very simple statement that is just deeply rooted in some trauma that you experienced. And this doesn't have, trauma, by the way, is never anything, or doesn't have to be something super severe that is like incredibly traumatic. It's just traumatic for you. It changed something within you, and this is why you came up with a negative belief. So you realize that negative belief, and then allow yourself to sit with that. How does it make you feel? When you tell yourself, I think I'm not lovable, or I am not lovable, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel empowered? Probably not. How does it make you feel? Probably sad. Then allow yourself to ask yourself where you feel in your body. And then allow yourself to just put it, that whatever is showing up for you, that emotion, put it in front of you. Just look at it. Feel into it. Put it next to that belief, I'm not lovable. And then ask yourself, is that your truth? Probably is in that moment still your truth. But is that really the truth? Is there no one who loves you? There is probably a lot of people who love you. So why are you telling yourself that? And is there maybe something after you felt into that belief you can replace that belief with? It's all about noticing what is showing up for you, noticing which belief that is not serving you you're holding on to. And then after you felt it, the feeling is the most important, because the moment you come up with that belief, there will be an emotional charge, and that's where we want to get to that emotional charge, because that's still saved in your body from that past experience. Whatever it is, it's stored in your body as energy. So the moment you allow yourself to feel it, it will shift. And that's the moment you can allow yourself to let it go and reframe that belief. And then come up with a belief that is empowering. I am lovable. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of someone who shows up for me the way I show up for them. And then feel into that and how that shifts things for you. And then you can write it down. And then you keep coming back to that. And this is how we start healing. This is how we start shifting. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I actually just finished up a trigger-specific journal. So will be a journal available in my Stand store as an ebook to download. It's focused on 30 days to work through triggers. So it's journal prompts for every single day to work through a trigger showing up, how to reframe a trigger, and how to reframe an upcoming belief from an unserving belief into an empowering belief. And just use it as a challenge, try it out for 30 days, download the ebook, print it out, and use it on the daily to really help you shift things internally, shift your perspective toward certain experiences, towards certain relationships in your life. And with that, you will feel so much more empowered to create the shifts needed in your life to fully step into your power and step into the version of yourself that creates the relationships in your life that you are looking for. Much love.
Thank you so much for listening to the Answer Is You podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe at Terra Healing, to follow us along on YouTube, or subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcast to The Answer Is You. Feel free to also follow us along on Instagram for daily insights on how to heal body and mind. In our link in bio, you will find free stress and anxiety resets, calming and relaxation playlists, as well as informations on classes, workshops, and one-on-one offerings in person in the Pittsburgh area, as well as virtual sessions. You can also find our links to our healing journals, as well as download our new trigger journal. We can't wait to see you there.